Come back again. And I'm very happy that you're still here. So today's tutorial will be a bit different. In previous tutorials, I always made everything in live, like talking and doing things. But right now I just recorded everything that I did, and right now I'll try to quickly explain what I did. So it will be like a time lapse with my comments over it. But don't be scared, I'll try to explain everything in depth. So prepare some tea and let's go. Alright, here we go. First of all, here is the final result, which I really like. As you can see, there is a very cool depth illusion inside of the phone. There is a lot of different moments about compositing 3D graphics into the final video, such as this blur that should be the same as on the original image, overall contrast, noise level. Also, very important step is to achieve similar colors as on the original footage. All these things will help you a lot when you're trying to achieve a realistic result. And right now, when you know what we will do, let's try to do it together. First, let's render PNG sequence of our footage. Then, let's import this sequence into the PF track, and we are ready to go. First, we need to look at the footage and decide what type of tracking we should use. To be honest, I really love this footage, but I was really nervous about it. As you can see, we have a very small depth of field and a lot of potential points for tracking always go in focus and out of focus. And it can affect the tracking result. So I decided to try the user track method. As we did before, I made a tracking of 5 points. It was a bit hard because tracking always stops. After 5 points are done, I made a new node called Camera Solver and just solved this tracking. But the result was not the best at all. I also added the Orient Scene node and tried to orient scene, but it was really shitty tracking. So after that, I added one more point. Maybe it will fix the problem. No, the result still sucks. So I decided to make the tracking with auto track. First of all, I made a mask on the phone and animated it till the end of the video. Then I inverted this mask and started the tracking process. Then I added a camera solver, and after that I have got pretty good results. Also, after I made the Orient scene, it became perfect. Almost perfect. I also added a test object with the test object node. Yes, you can add some default 3D object to test the tracking. After I was happy with the result, I just created a new node called export and just exported it in FBX file with a 100% scale. Congratulations! The tracking part is done, and now we can move into the Cinema 4D. Let's go! So, and now we are in Cinema 4D, and let's do some shit. So let's import the FBX file into the Cinema 4D. And now we can start creating things inside the phone, but before, let's adjust the project settings a bit. Then I created a new Cinema 4D default material and imported the first frame of the footage to the color. Then click on this texture and go to animation and hit calculate. Then go to the editor tab and click on animation preview checkbox. Good. Now let's create a background and apply this texture on the background. Then go to the Octane settings and check the alpha channel. Nice. The basic settings are done. Now we can create a rectangle with the same size of the phone. Also click rounding to make round edges, something like this. But right now I found that the whole scene is upside down to the world, so I rotated it. Just select scene node and extrude also, and rotate it on 190 degrees. Good. Then let's make an extrude. Set z-axis to 0 and y-axis to 16, for example. Also try to use your own values to make your work more unique. Now we have the perfect shape of the phone. Let's create a sphere and create a new black and glossy octane material and apply it on the sphere. Now we can adjust the lighting. We can look at the sphere and how it reacts with the light. Create an octane sky and apply similar HDRI from HDRI Heaven. Adjust it a bit and now it's good. Also, I have one more light from the upper side of the frame, so I created a new area light, made a similar size to the light in the footage, and also I applied RGB spectrum to the texture in the light tag and make it purple. Perfecto! Now you can delete the sphere, and here is one interesting thing. I made a lot of different stuff here, but I thought it's a really bad animation, so I went to sleep. And on the next day, I decided to make another animation, which will be much better than the previous one. Let's go! First, I opened the program called GSplacement. It's a very nice program to make a different displacements map. So I generated the map and saved the height map, and this is it. I will use it as a displacement texture for the inside plane of the phone. And it's a really powerful way to make more details to your scene just to use displacement maps. So I created a new glossy material and added this displacement texture to the displacement tab and applied this texture on the new plane. You can play with the tiling also. Also, don't forget to make 9K resolution here. Oh shit, I forgot to say about this light right here on the sides. It's just a basic cube with emission material on it. Understand? After some adjusting, I have got this texture. Then let's add some more lights on the sides. I used the capsule primitive for it with emission material. Then I also added the same capsule on the top of the phone. After that, I decided to go to cgtrader.com and try to find some cool free models. It's not an ad, it's a really cool website that helped me a lot in all of my projects. So I found this cool model of the fan. Put it in the center of our composition and add some textures on it. Then I animated the fan with just 2 keyframes to get a working fan. But right now the fan looks like it's just floating, so I added new cylinders on the sides. And now this fan is holding with cylinders that are connected to the phone. Oh my god. So hard. Sorry guys, but yeah, we should do this. Also, I want more lights coming from the fan, so I created a new cube and applied blue emission texture on it. Then I found this circle here and added a cylinder. I don't know why I did this, but I will delete it after. I also added some wires from my library. Then I want to add more colors to the background, so I duplicated this plane, duplicated the displacement texture and changed the color. Then I adjusted the displacement amount and also changed the position to achieve some interesting results. I made a purple Carl. I made a purple Carl. I made a purple color. Nice. I made a purple. I made a purple color. I made a purple color. I made a purple color. Purple color. So, one more time. I made a purple color. Almost pink and specular. So right now it's look like this. And it's really important to use right colors that will react with each other perfectly. So then I created a plane. I think it will be a good place for the screen that I will add in the After Effects. Spoiler, no, it will not, because I will make a lot of changes after that. And this is almost the end. No, it's not the end. Then I just render it and move it to the After Effects. Let's go. Alright, and now we are in After Effects and we can continue our fantastic journey. Once we are in After Effects, let's import two sequences, your footage and render that animation. Make frame rate 25 on both of them. Then I decided to just bring an old mask from our first project to this project. But right now we need a camera and plane also. Go to Cinema 4D and create a new plane. Apply an external compositing tag and click here on solid. Then just save the project here. Also check these check boxes. Now let's open this saved file in After Effects and we have solid and camera here. Copy them into main composition. Then put the mask of the phone and parent with the Alt Shift to the solid. Then we need to adjust the position and rotation of this mask. Also, I applied a corner pin and animated it as we did before. Alright, nice. Now just make alpha mate to this mask and now we have almost an amazing result. Then I also changed my mask a little bit. Now let's make something really cool. We will make the same depth of field of the camera as on the original image. To do that, create a new white solid and make a first mask like this, with feather applied on it. Use original footage to see when the phone starts blurring and just make the same blur. The more white means more blur. Then just animate the mask and change the position of the mask as our blur on the original image is changed. Alright, the first mask is done, now let's create the second one. Do the same steps. Then create a black solid and put it under white solid. Pre-compose these two layers and now we have a depth map for our VFX. Also, let's adjust the contrast on the render. And now let's apply FL depth of field. You can also use default plugin called Lens Blur, but I will use FL depth of field because there's much more settings here. Choose the layer with the depth map and select depth on the center. Also, you can adjust iris a bit. Now we need to do the same steps but for the main camera in the project to blur this mask too. Create a big solid with the grid applied on it, something like this, and turn on depth of field in camera settings. And try to achieve the same blur on the grid as on the original image. Holy shit! That looks so amazing and almost like a real. Right, let's move forward. Now I will import some elements from my elements pack. You can also grab it from my website and put these elements where the screen should be. Colorize with tint effect, duplicate the layer and shift it in the Z axis and drop opacity down just to give more details to this. And here is the final result. Looks nice, but you know what? Fuck this. let's make something more. Let's add some reflections and make an illusion of the glass on the top of the phone. I'll do this using the Element 3D plugin. I'll create a plane with 100% reflections on it, and then just make the same position as our elements, and then just alpha mate on this solid. Now you can see these nice reflections. Also make ADD mode and add some contrast reflections. I also added my logo at the bottom and a screenshot of my phone too. Then I decided to replace the screen with the icons from the iPhone. Here is what I have. Looks dope, but you know what? I'm not very satisfied with the result, so I'll make some changes in Cinema 4D. First of all, I changed the scale of the main shape, so there will be more depth. Then I repositioned the screen and put it right here. Then I duplicated the fan 2 times and put it on the sides. Then I created a new project and made just simple shape, added it to the cloner and made this. Also added one more cylinder at the bottom. Then I applied a shader factor, changed the rotation to 400 and made noise animation in the shader as we did before. And now I have the rotating mechanism. Then just put these elements in the project and put it between 2 fans. Also, I applied some textures on it and now we have these nice things. Love it. Then I played with the bottom planes and lights. Also, I rendered icons as a PNG image and applied it to the screen plane. Rotate them with the transform node and that's it. On the top side I made some kind of glowing camera. It's a really simple step, just play around with the spheres and cylinders. Apply some textures on it and put all these elements into the main project. Put one from the left and one from the right. Apply vibrate tag and make these settings, so the spheres will randomly rotate. Also, don't forget to change the anchor point to the center of the big sphere. Whew, oh my god. I hope you're not sleeping right now because I just put a lot of information to you. But anyways, let's continue. It's almost the end of the video. So I also added some cylinders under these cameras. Also, I added some more cables on the top. You can also add displacement texture on the main shape of the phone to make it just more interesting. And this is it. And everything what we need to do is to render this animation again and then replace it in After Effects. Oh yeah, and here is the final result. Yeah, and I really love the results. I hope you too. I will leave this tracking test footage in the description so you can download them and try to do your own animations, but I suggest you to film your own because it's always better. You have more practice and then you will say thank you. I think this is the end of the course. It's really sad, but Anyways, I think we will meet each other in the future. So thank you for being here. Thank you for learning these amazing things. Thank you for this journey, and I hope you see you again. Goodbye.